All right, let's jump right in. The world of business AI just got a major shakeup with the launch of GPT-5. So, you're probably wondering, what does this actually mean for my business, for my bottom line? Well, in this explainer, we're going to cut through all that hype and show you the real-world practical revolution that's kicking off as we speak. Let's get to it.
So, here we are. A brand new tool just dropped. And yeah, it's promising to change pretty much everything. But I get it. With the constant buzz around AI, you're probably asking yourself a perfectly fair question.
Is this just another update? You know, a few new bells and whistles, a slightly different icon? And the answer is a hard no. This is not just another feature. We're talking about a completely new foundation for how you get work done.
Because what we're looking at with GPT-5, it really isn't just an upgrade. It's a truly revolutionary leap. This is a fundamental shift in what AI is even capable of inside a business.
Probably the best way to wrap your head around this jump is with an analogy. Think about older AI, kind of like one of those old-school feature phones. You know the ones? It could do basic stuff, simple tasks, but every time you used it, you had to start from scratch, re-explain everything. Well, GPT-5, that's the smartphone. It's got memory, it's got a whole ecosystem of apps, or in this case, integrated tools, and it actually understands the context of what you're doing. It becomes a real partner in your business.
So what's actually under the hood here? What's powering this massive shift from a basic phone to a smartphone? Well, it boils down to a few really key upgrades, and we're going to dig into these in just a minute. But for a sneak peek, we're talking about a deep contextual understanding. It literally remembers conversations and projects for weeks. We've got way higher accuracy, which means fewer mistakes, fewer of those weird hallucinations where the AI just makes stuff up. It's also 3 times faster, and maybe the biggest deal of all, it deeply integrates with the tools you already use every single day.
Okay, that all sounds great on paper, right? But the real question is, so what? How does this fancy tech actually translate into real-world business results? Let's look at a couple of examples to see exactly what this looks like in practice.
So let's talk about Miri. She owns a yoga studio. She set up a GPT-5 system to take over some of the daily grind. So now, the AI handles personalized class reminders. It sends class recommendations based on what people have taken before, it's instantly answering common questions, and it even helps her optimize the entire class schedule, all automatically.
And the result of all that? Get this, her average customer response time went from a full 24 hours down to just 1 minute. For a small business owner like Miri, a jump in customer service like that isn't just nice to have, it's absolutely transformative.
Or how about Avi? He's a lawyer. He uses this AI to draft initial contracts in minutes, not hours. He's doing legal research that's lightning fast and accurate. He's summarizing these long, complex meetings into crystal clear action items. The bottom line is, he's handling way more work without cutting any corners. Now, the incredible results for both Miri and Avi, they're all powered by those core upgrades we just touched on. So let's really break down the first one.
Okay, so game changer number 1 is what we're calling continuous and intelligent memory. And it's pretty much what it sounds like. The AI remembers, well, everything. Your business goals, how you like to communicate, the history of a project. It stops being this forgetful tool and starts becoming an assistant that actually gets to know you.
And you can see how this completely changes your day-to-day. That frustrating cycle of starting every single conversation from zero, explaining the project details again, that's gone. Now the AI just knows the context. It remembers your style. It gives you support that's already personalized before you even have to ask.
All right, game changer number 2, direct tool integration. And honestly, this is huge. Why? Because it's not about you having to learn a bunch of new software. No, GPT-5 plugs directly into the programs you're already using. We're talking about your Gmail, your Google Calendar, your CRM, whatever you use.
So what does that actually look like? It means your AI can now take real action for you. It can go into your inbox and sort emails by what's actually important. It can look at everyone's calendar and just schedule the meeting. It can pull together a summary with all the key info you need before that meeting. It can even track your tasks and send reminders. This is automation that meets you right where you're already working.
And that brings us to the third big one, advanced voice capabilities. And wow. We are talking about voice conversations that are so natural, so human, it's almost startling. The responses are instant, And it understands language, including accents, slang, all the nuances almost perfectly.
Just think about what this means in the real world. You know that horrible, frustrating, robotic phone menu we all hate? Press 1 for sales. That's gone. It's replaced by a helpful, natural-sounding virtual receptionist. It's not just basic commands anymore. It can take a complex, detailed order over the phone and actually create a customer experience that's, well, pleasant and efficient.
Okay, so you can see the power here, right? The tech is here, it's real. The next question is obvious. How do I actually get started with this? So let's walk through a super simple, totally doable plan.
Step 1 is simply to assess. Seriously, just take a second and think about it. Where do you and your team lose the most time during the week? Be really honest with yourself. Is it drowning in your inbox? Is it sitting in endless meetings?
And then ask yourself this. What are those repetitive, just soul-crushing tasks that are holding you and your team back? The stuff that drains your energy and stops you from focusing on the work that actually moves the needle. Right there, that's your starting point.
And once you've answered those questions, you've got this simple 3-step action plan. First, you assess, just like we said, to find those big time wasters. Second, you plan. And the key here, I can't stress this enough, is to start small. Don't try to boil the ocean. Pick one thing, like customer service or admin tasks. And finally, you implement carefully. Test it out with a small group, train them up, and then you can expand. See, it's a manageable process, not some giant, scary project.
Now look, I know it's really tempting to just sit back and think, you know what, I'll wait and see how this all shakes out. But everything we're seeing suggests that the window of opportunity is wide open right now, and it's probably not going to stay that way for long.
The case for getting started now is just incredibly strong. I mean, look at this. The advantage you get by moving first is really high, mostly because your competitors are probably still on the fence. At the same time, the tech itself is mature and ready to go. This isn't some buggy beta test. So when you have that combination of a huge advantage and a tool that's ready for prime time, you get this really powerful but probably short-lived window to get ahead.
And listen, if you're still feeling a little skeptical, you are definitely not alone. Mir, a project manager, he was right there with you. He said, I was skeptical, I thought it was just buzz. But listen to what he says now. Business AI really changed my life. Now I can focus on the most interesting part of the work. And that's what this is all about, right? Freeing up people to do what they do best.
And we're not just talking about feelings here. These are hard, tangible results. Take Dana, an office manager. She actually put a number on it. She saves 15 hours every single week. So let me ask you, what could you and your team do with an extra 15 hours a week? This isn't just a theory anymore. The results are real, and you can measure them.
And that really brings us to the final critical point. The future of AI in business, it's not some far-off concept anymore. With GPT-5, it's here. It's now. So the question for you, for every business leader, isn't if you're going to adapt to this. The only real questions left are when and how. Thanks for tuning in.